Let us see how to select appropriate AWS tools and ecosystems. AWS provides you with the power and confidence to conduct your organization securely with the most versatile and secure cloud computing environment available today. As an AWS client, you will have an access to AWS data centers and a network that is designed to keep your data, identities, apps, and devices safe. You may boost your capacity to satisfy fundamental security and compliance objectives such as data placement, protection, and confidentiality by using AWS comprehensive services and features. AWS can help you automate manual security operations so you can concentrate on developing and expanding your business. Furthermore, you only pay for the services that you use. AWS is the only commercial cloud whose services and supply chain has been validated and accepted as safe enough for top secret workloads, benefiting all the customers. Here are some of the AWS account security tools. AWS Identity and Access Management or IAM service. AWS IAM is required for access control to your AWS resources. It allows you to establish users and roles in your AWS environment who have access to specified resources. Assigning the least privileged rights to these users and roles every time reduces the effort of a security breach. To further protect and centralize user access, AWS IAM also enables multi-factor authentication and single sign-on. Make sure you are following the principle of least privilege when configuring your IAM permissions by using the IAM policy simulator to test and troubleshoot the extent of rights you allocate to your users and roles. Amazon Guard Duty. Amazon Guard Duty looks for harmful activities in your AWS environments using machine learning. It monitors and analyzes every activity by combining your CloudTrail event logs, VPC flow logs, S3 event logs, and the DNS logs. Privilege escalation, exposed passwords, and contact with some malicious IP addresses, and even the domains that are all detected by the Guard Duty. It can also tell if your Amazon EC2 instances are serving the malware or mining some Bitcoin. Guard Duty can also spot irregularities in your access patterns, such as API calls from new locations. Since the pricing is determined by the amount of data examined, charges will rise in the lockstep as your AWS environments expand. Amazon Macie. Amazon Macie searches for and secures sensitive data in the AWS S3 buckets. Through discovery jobs, it first detects sensitive data in your buckets, such as personally identifiable information or personal health information. These jobs can be scheduled to check for new data in your buckets. Macie continuously assesses your buckets after it finds sensitive material and notifies you when a bucket is unencrypted, publicly accessible, or shared with AWS accounts outside of your organization. Macie's cost varies depending on how much data it processes and how many S3 buckets it will monitor. AWS Config. AWS Config keeps track of your AWS resources, setup, and reviews it regularly. This involves keeping a historical record of all the modifications to your resources, which helps meet legal requirements and adhere to your company's rules. AWS Config compares new and existing resources to rules that ensure that particular configurations are correct. If all EC2 volumes must be encrypted, for example, AWS Config can detect non-encrypted volumes and provide an alert. It can also perform remedial operations such as encrypting or removing the volume. Since AWS config is enabled per region, it is critical to enable it in all the regions to ensure that all resources are recorded, even if you do not anticipate generating resources there. AWS Shield. AWS Shield is a fully managed distributed denial of service protection service provided by Amazon Web Services. The Shield is enabled by default as a freestanding feature that protects your AWS environment from common DDoS attacks. Shield Advanced takes it step further by integrating with AWS WAF to protect your websites and applications from a wide range of harmful traffic. It can safeguard many accounts within a company to ensure that all the company's internet-facing endpoints are safe from hackers.
For more details, check the link in the description. Learn with Whizlabs. Success certified.